Hello and welcome back to David's Closet. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. Here we talk about handbags, accessories, all of those fun things from the male perspective. So if you like that kind of thing, please hit the subscribe button, comment below, watch my other videos, do all of the things. I would greatly appreciate it. And I'm also going to preface this video that I am sorry if I sound stuffed up or I just don't sound normal. I'm battling a sinus infection right now. Yeah, it was a blast. So it is Easter Sunday as I'm filming this, and we got back from a vacation to Las Vegas last night around 11 p.m. midnight. And if I've never mentioned it before, my husband and I, we love to go to Las Vegas. We have two places that we go a lot, New York and Vegas. New York is my place and Vegas is both of ours. He doesn't love New York as much as me, but he likes it. And then we both just really love Vegas. From where we live, we're smack dab pretty much in the center between both places. It's about a 2-hour flight each way. So 2.5 hour. But anyway, we like to go to Vegas. It's fairly inexpensive. I'm gonna insert some clips throughout this video, just kind of about Vegas, where we stayed, all that fun stuff. So you'll just see randomly some clips pop up. I didn't want to vlog it because I'm not quite there yet, but I wanted to take some videos just to kind of show everyone if you've never been to Vegas, or maybe if you haven't been in a long time, just kind of see if it's changed at all. So real quickly, I'll go into that. So our birthdays are about 2 weeks apart. This year for my husband's birthday, I took him to Las Vegas. We haven't been since last June. We went last June for my sister's bachelorette weekend, and my brother-in-law's, he had his bachelor party. They kind of had a joint one together. So it's been a while, but normally we go about once or twice a year, if not maybe more. But because of COVID, we definitely haven't been. So this trip was well overdue. So when we go, we pretty much just shop at some of the stores that we don't have here. So like the fancy boutiques. We eat at the restaurants. We have a set of restaurants we like. Some are just fast food places like In-N-Out Burger, Johnny Rockets. Then we have some of the other more high scale places. Some of the, I know it sounds funny, but some of the buffets at some of the resorts are very, very nice. So we like to do those things. We've been so many times. We've probably been 15, 20 times together. We've done all of the typical tourist stuff. So when we go, just the two of us, it's literally just walking around, shopping, eating, gambling. We try not to gamble too much. We each allot about $100 a piece for a 3 or 4 day trip. So it's not actually that much gambling. But for us, it's about the sights, the weather, all of the fun things that Vegas has to offer. So back in the day, my husband used to be a consultant for a tech company, and he traveled a lot for that job, and he earned a lot of points at Marriott properties and Delta Rewards with Delta Airlines. So back in the day when we started going, we used to stay at the Cosmopolitan, because at one point, I don't think it is anymore, I think it's MGM now, but it used to be affiliated with Marriott, so he could use his rewards there, and we'd stay in these 56th floor, 2-bedroom, suites overlooking the Bellagio fountains. Absolutely glamorous. Stayed there about 2 or 3 times, and then he left that job, got a better job, but the new job doesn't allow him to, or doesn't require him to travel. So a lot of those perks dwindled away. So I decided to be loyal to one brand while we're out there, and that's MGM Resorts Incorporated, or whatever it's called, International. They own a lot of the resorts on the Strip, and I'll pop some of the names up if I can think of them all. Our favorites, the Mirage is the favorite. So Cosmopolitan is our favorite, of course, but it's just a little bit really it's overpriced, and it's too much to spend. It's too indulgent, because the hotel rooms we were staying in, those are $3,000 to $5,000 hotel rooms a night. We got them for free, of course, but that's too much to spend. And one of the things we like about Vegas is you can actually do Vegas very inexpensive if you plan it right. So our favorite's the Mirage. However, that's potentially going away Looks like MGM has sold it or is in the process of trying to sell it to Hard Rock to turn it into a Hard Rock property, which I'm not excited about. The Mirage to me is one of the best resorts. It's the absolute best location on the Strip. Price-wise, it's right there in the middle. It's not too expensive if you book it right, but it can be if you want something really nice. The pools are amazing. Location, location, location. I love the Polynesian theme. That's my favorite resort. But we've stayed at other properties too. We've stayed at Luxor. Mirage is where we stay most of the time. I think we stayed at MGM Grand. Don't remember. I think so. But Mirage is the go-to, right? But when I booked this trip, it actually wasn't. Again, we are open to all properties. I will say the Luxor and like MGM Grand, Excalibur, New York, those are a little bit too far south to walk to like the epicenter, which the epicenter is where like the Link is, so right across the street from the Mirage. But I always just look at what's the best deal. I'm an MGM Rewards member, so sometimes they'll give me comp nights at certain hotels, and we actually got to try a new one, and it was the Park MGM and Nomad. So it's where the old Monte Carlo used to be. MGM purchased it, restored it, renovated it, updated it. It's very, very nice. And like I said, as I've been talking, you will have seen or will see videos of some of it. It is absolutely beautiful. It's a smoke-free facility, which I absolutely love. Hands down, very good. Now we stayed in the Park MGM side, not the Nomad. Nomad is a little bit more expensive. It's more exclusive, a little bit more high-end. I didn't want to spend that much. I like to spend about $100 a night in Vegas. Now that can be one night's $300 and then 2 comp nights as an MGM member. When we went back in June, that's exactly what happened. We were there 3 nights, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, came home Saturday. And I think we spent like $179, and then with tax and resort fee, about $250 for 3 nights, because I had one night that we paid for, which was that Friday night, but the first 2 nights were comped. So if you're an MGM member, keep an eye on those when you book them. But anyway, I always just pick the best deal. However, I started to get sick. So the day before we left, I threw my shoulder out, sneezing. I know, right? But that got better, luckily, really fast. And by the time we got there, it was mostly okay. It would hurt if I bent or did something just right, but overall, I was okay. The second day we were there, I woke up and I was so congested. Awful. Of course, my first thought is, oh my God, do I have COVID-19? Did not. Got tested. Went to a little clinic there. Just bad sinus infection. So the moral of the story is if I sound congested, that's why. Because I have been fighting a awful sinus infection. So that's not why you're here though we all love to talk about everything. We're here for what I purchased while I was on vacation. But before we do that, we're going to do bag of the week. And my bag of the week is my Coach Ruby satchel in the size 25. Been carrying this thing for about 2 weeks. Now granted, I was in Vegas, did not take this. I take my Prada nylon crossbody, really thin, small bag. But I absolutely love this bag. But I'm changing out of her today. And I did not buy a bag, I will preface you with that. But I did go to Louis Vuitton. So, what did I buy? Well, I've already told you it's not a bag. So what is it? It's a small leather good? Is it a pochette? Is it a wallet? Is it a scarf? We'll find out here in a minute. So the first night we were there, we went to the Shops at the Crystals in front of Aria, which is really close to where we were staying because MGM Aria, the Park MGM and Aria are like side by side. There is a large flagship Louis Vuitton store in the Crystals shops. And when I read the Louis Vuitton Facebook groups, I see people all the time saying Crystals has everything, has everything. So we went over there. We had to wait in line about 20 minutes to get in the store. And I mean, I saw people pulling out bags. My Speedy saga, we've all seen it. This woman, or these people, pulled out, I'm exaggerating, but bunches of Speedy 25s in all sizes and colors, all of them. All over the store. I kept seeing them pull them out for people to show them. So this store is amazing. So that's all I'm saying. So I walked in, and of course they ask you, what are you looking for? And I think at first they assumed I wanted something from the men's section, and I said, no, I'm interested in 2 items. One is the on-the-go MM, and the other is this. So I guess I'll open this first to keep you in suspense. Now, I have already opened it because before we left the hotel, I wanted to make sure this was right. There was nothing wrong with it before I left, since I don't have a Louis Vuitton where I live. So it did come, of course, all nicely wrapped in a pretty little bow. So, without any further ado, what do you think it is? Now, it's hard to get out of here because it fits in here so snugly. The Sarah wallet. So, I went ahead and picked this up, did the patented Autumn Beckman spin. So I went ahead and picked this up. So I looked at the on-the-go, and then they had one of these, and in the section of the store that we were in, this was all the way up on the top floor. They had this Sarah wallet in the reverse monogram, which I did like as well. It was one of my options that I wanted. But I really like the brown interior. Now keep in mind, when I walked in the store and told them what I wanted, I knew I wasn't going to buy the on-the-go at the time because I haven't budgeted for a bag that's that expensive, and I don't have, the mindset to drop that much money without thinking and budgeting and all of that stuff. But I did want to look at one in person. I had only ever seen a fake on-the-go MM, so I wanted to see the real one. And they're great bags, but for an all canvas bag, that price is just insane. And I love that it has the dual straps and the long straps fold inside the bag, but it does take up room inside the bag. And I don't know, for the price, I'm just not sold. If it was in the $2,000 and below range, I probably would be more on board, but I think I've removed that from my wish list for now. So I was looking at the reverse one, and next to the reverse one, they had the monogram with the red interior, which I don't like. I wanted the brown, classic, goes with everything. I also would have taken this in Damier Ebene, but I really wanted it in the monogram, and I don't know why, but I just did. So I asked her, of course, hoping that she'd say, no, we don't have it, because then I wouldn't have the option to buy it. And I said, do you have the brown? And she's like, well, the computer says we do. Let me go look upstairs. Lo and behold, here she is. So I thought about it, and I'm like, I kind of eyeballed this one online. I haven't yet tried to get my sales associate in Scottsdale, just showing you what it looks like. I haven't yet got my sales associate to start looking for it. I wasn't quite ready to buy it, and all that stuff. But since they had it, I'm like, I'm here. I love to buy things when I'm on vacation that can, hold memories for me. So I was like, I'll take the wallet. I'll go ahead and pick her up today, because I'll get a lot of use out of this. I can use this with any bag. Realistically, because it has the gold hardware. I don't like mixing brown and black, but I can totally do this. And then, of course, my monogram bags. And I'm going to switch into this today. That's why I brought it down here. But I have, my monograms. Of course, they go perfectly. So, yeah, I bought it. I don't know. It's indulgent, and it's a little bit expensive for a wallet. But, I figured I work hard. And, I have been eyeballing this thing for a very long time. So I went ahead and picked her up, and I looked on Fashion File for some of these, and some of them are in a little bit of rough shape. And yeah, they're about $500, so you'll save $200, $250 or so. But I'd rather pay the extra $250, $300, let's say $300, and get a brand new one. So that's what I did. I'm all pro pre-loved as long as it makes sense, but this just didn't make sense, so. Anyway, so you have the front snap with the button that says Louis Vuitton. It's already covered in my fingerprints. On the back, you have just a little slip pocket that is lined with leather on the outside, and the canvas continues on the inside. And then up front here, you have a few card slots where I'll probably put my most frequently used cards just so it's easy. And then inside, you have card slots on both of these sides, a slip pocket here, and then a change compartment. And the change compartment is also lined in leather. So a lot of leather on this piece, which is, I think, great for what you pay. It is a canvas wallet on the outside, obviously, and I am a little bit concerned about the glazing on the edge cracking. So, I'll just try to be as careful as possible, but it was fate that they had the exact one I wanted and the exact color combination and everything. So I picked her up. So now there is another item that I saw from another design house, and since Louis Vuitton has been doing all of their price increases, I am going to start expanding my collection to other design houses. And I found the most perfect item from Gucci. Now, I am not a Gucci person usually. Have not been a fan of a lot of their designs. Just, they don't speak to me. But when I saw this item, this bag, I gravitated towards it, and I almost pulled the trigger and bought it, but of course, anything in that price range, especially since I had bought this the day before too. It's about $1,400 for the bag that I want there. I have to think about that, right? That's a lot of money. That's not cheap, especially when you just spent with tax $790 on a wallet. So, wanted to come home, with my slush fund, so to speak, pay for the trip, pay for all the stuff that we did on the trip, and then see what I have left over and see if it's something I want to do. And I think I'm gonna order it. I also couldn't get it home because it would take up too much room to fit in my carry-on, and I wouldn't want to check something. So long story short, you will be seeing another video here shortly, hopefully, of me unboxing my very first Gucci item. So I hope I get it. I still haven't ordered it. I haven't been able to, convince myself to push the button, so to speak. But I think I'm going to. I think it'll be a great addition to my collection. So if I do buy it, the next video will be that. And if not, you'll never hear about it again. So, but yes, thank you so much for watching. I know this video was all over the place. It was definitely more of a Vegas, vlog type video. But I just wanted to show you my new Sarah wallet. I know I talked about buying it, and I go back and forth all the time saying I'll never buy another designer wallet after my Prada one because it's just so expensive. And then I lie to you guys and I buy it anyway. So I'm just gonna stop saying stuff like that because apparently I just do whatever I want. So anyway, real quickly, I'll go over it. It does come with a dust bag, and the Sarah wallet fits very snugly in here, which I like because another concern is these sometimes will curl up. So when it's in storage, it will be pressed down pretty firmly, which will be good. And then of course you have my receipt and all of the fun stuff. The sales associate I had there was awesome. She was very friendly, down to earth. I don't think she was offended that I didn't purchase the bag as well. I even told her it's just a lot to spend on a bag right now, and I'm not ready to pull the trigger on that yet, but this is something I wanted, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this home. She wasn't mad. She didn't seem put out. She didn't put off a vibe that like I don't belong there, like sometimes the sales associates do, for example, like my Naples saga. So I was very thankful for her, and that's honestly another reason I decided to go ahead and pick it up, because she was just so nice. Why not? So yeah, I'm gonna swap into this wallet real quickly, and I will show you kind of what it looks like when it's stuffed, and then we will be ready to go. So bear with me here for a few minutes, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back quickly, and I went ahead and stuffed it here. So fully stuffed with everything I have. Here's what it looks like. And then you open it up, and I put my most used cards up front here. So my credit cards, and then my ID goes here. I don't have it in here right now because there's no way to show it without showing information I don't want to share. But then of course in the back here, health cards, another credit card. And then in the front here, just some other cards, some store cards, just more credit cards. There's extra slots in between. I spaced them a little bit. I will say, it's pretty full looking. I just have one business card of a friend here in the zipper pocket. I mean, it's pretty tight. I don't know, you know, I don't want to curl. I don't want these to curl. So that's my number one priority. But I do think the cards I use the most, I think look best out here. That way when I'm in a store, I don't have to dig around as much. It's going to be just very simple, like, you know, pull it out, swipe, and then put it back in, and you're good to go. So I think it'll work great. Like I said, I'm a little bit nervous just about the wear. The card slots are pretty tight on these. Back in the day before I started carrying real Louis Vuitton, I did have a not authentic, just Louis Vuitton wallet. It wasn't the Sarah, it was a just full zippy. And the cards never actually fit into the wallet, so I never actually carried it. So I'm excited to have one I can actually use now because it's real. Not that I would carry the fake one now anyway, but even back in the day before I started carrying authentics and I kind of learned the difference and stuff, no cards would fit. I actually had to like cut the card slots to get a card to fit, and I ain't about that. So there's that. So anyway, yes, here she is, fully full. I don't think she's bulging too much. Nothing looks crazy. It's brand new, so everything's stiff. So it'll kind of loosen up, of course, as time goes on. So yeah, I'll probably do a review later after I've used it for a while and, you know, have more things to say about it. But right now I'm very impressed. So thank you so much again for watching. Sorry this video was a little bit strange. I do get very passionate talking about Las Vegas because I love going there. But yeah, stay tuned to see if I buy the Gucci item. And we will see you on the next one. Thank you so much.